guys, former WWE Superstar Hornswoggle here, and you are watching TheMan Games. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, follow this channel, like this video, and let us know in the comments below. See, this is why WWE didn't let me talk. I'm not very good at it. But let us know in the comments below if you're loving all of this great content and what you want to see next. Take care.
Hello and welcome to TheMan Games. This is the podcast show. It's the man
and the wife.
So today we're reviewing Elimination Chamber 2017. I feel like this is a bit of an underrated pay-per-view. I think it might be one that people kind of do forget about, but it was really good. It's one of the
better, most memorable.
Well, as mommy, when like Raw and SmackDown were doing the separate pay-per-views,
right.
I feel like this is still, because I think some of them kind of get like a bad rap, whereas this one, it was just a SmackDown pay-per-view, but it was such a good one as well.
Okay.
Just like TLC 2016, which we reviewed, that was another SmackDown one. That was, every match was a really good match, and I kind of feel like
this is
pretty much similar, apart from maybe the Dolph Ziggler match, but we'll get into that a bit later. So if this is your first time listening to our podcast, please subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you do enjoy it. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you know when our other podcasts go up on the channel. And leave us a comment, let us know if what you think of this Elimination Chamber, if you've got any memories and any of your opinions about the show.
I actually remember this, like when we're watching it back, a lot of the times I don't remember things. And I'm thinking, I have actually watched it before. Like I did stick out, so it must have been a good one for me to remember it.
Yeah. So on commentary, we probably did mention this when we did the TLC review, but there was Mauro Morello, if that's how he's pronounced his name properly. If not, I do apologise. JBL, Tom Phillips, and David Otunga. Just 4 people on commentary. It's a lot. It's an awful. Considering now on SmackDown they only have 2.
Yeah.
And another thing that annoyed me throughout the show, they seem to belittle Mauro Morello. I can't even say his name properly. Mauro throughout the show. There's a few times I picked up on it, so I might come back to this. And it's just a bit
unnecessary.
Yeah, especially with someone that is well documented, like mental health issues.
Oh, really?
And you're like, yeah, that's like kind of why I think why he left in some ways, and that's definitely why he left SmackDown and then came back to NXT and things like that.
Oh wow!
I feel like he's just such a good commentator.
Yeah.
I feel like he's something that WWE commentators are really missing, especially from a lead commentary position. Because you've got Michael Cole, who I used to love Michael Cole back in the day when he was with Taz, and early on with Jerry the King Lawler, but now he's just so like corporate and just the way, like kind of just like on autopilot, like Vince McMahon. When he did the UK tournament in England, he was really good because that was Michael Cole being Michael Cole. Probably because Vince never even watched it.
Yeah. But Vince is...
Yeah, and Todd Phillips... Todd... I don't know if it's Tom or Todd. I think it's Tom. But
it's Todd Phillips.
Is it Todd? Or is it Tom Phillips?
I don't know.
It was Todd Grisham back in the day when he was an announcer. But I think it's Tom Phillips. But I might keep on saying Todd by accident.
Phillips.
Yeah. I think he's exactly the same. Like, I like him as well, but they're just like robotic, really.
Yeah. Sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
because they used to be really good.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that Vic Joseph, he's on NXT, maybe because he's newer, he doesn't seem as bad. But I did like it when he was on the Raw commentary. I feel like he was a little bit different. But yeah, Mauro Morello, he was such a good like lead
commentator.
Yeah, you do see it in this. He had his own T-shirt. How many other commentators can you have their own T-shirt? Yeah, his Mamma Mia T-shirt. And you'd see like clips of him, especially when he's in NXT, like jumping out of his seat and throwing his arms up in the air. Just like
he's good, isn't he?
So invested in. He reminds me a lot of like JR back in the day when he was proper, like full on into the show. Yeah,
he actually cared, not like getting paid to be there.
I do feel like I do think JR cares. I just feel like he's older now and he doesn't have the excitement that he used to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, especially after his wife died, I feel like a part of JR's died with him, to be honest, in my opinion. But we've kind of like gone off track here.
Massively off track.
So back to the Elimination Chamber. The first match was Mickie James against Becky Lynch. And I'm afraid what you're going to say, because my first note is I love Becky Lynch's attire.
She looks horrendous.
She does not look horrendous. She does not.
Awful.
It is
horrendous.
It is not.
Her bra straps are hanging out and everything.
They even show the chooses attire for 2K18, I do believe.
It's crap.
It is not at all.
It's shit. It's awful.
Don't swear.
Sorry, it's awful. It's absolutely awful.
You know, men get like stereotypical. I can't even say the blinking word. That our language is so bad that every time we do a show, you seem to be dropping swears.
I don't swear every show.
Things
that make me angry.
So I think we need to get a swear jar for the show.
A swear jar.
Yeah.
How much do I have to put in the swear jar?
Well, I'm thinking about saying like £1, so it might encourage you not to swear.
Okay. You go and buy a swear jar. I'll participate.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I just pause this now and I'll go and get one? I did really like Mickie James' attire for this match as well. I think it really complimented her. I think she looked very lean in this match as well.
Looks a lot better than Becky Lynch, but that wasn't hard to beat, so...
You're pushing it.
Truth hurts.
So going into some of the spots of the match, Becky Lynch hits a nice missile dropkick off the top rope. She does it. Daniel Bryan have like a similar dropkick off the top rope.
Yeah.
It's not like a missile dropkick like Booker T used to do. It's more of like, I don't know. It is really good. I can imagine it does like hurt her doing it more than actually hitting her bum with it.
Mickie James gets a nice Hurricane Rana at one point in the match.
Not doing very well at pronouncing our words today.
Not at all.
Becky goes for a disarmer. Mickie rolls Becky up. Becky reverses it into a jackknife pin and beats Mickie James here. So it was. I think it was a good opening match.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was like
amazing, good, great.
I wouldn't say it was like in like top 10 ever opening matches, but I feel like it was a good opening match.
Okay, I don't really. My notes were didn't really get invested or cared.
Well, I suppose because I like both women, that's why.
Yeah, maybe.
This match went 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, I think it was I don't think it was as good as maybe like Christian and Jack Swagger from the Backlash pay-per-view we reviewed, but I feel like
I knew it could have been better, so maybe that's why it annoyed me.
Yeah, well, I think maybe they were. Yeah, I agree. I did feel like they were kind of like holding back a little bit, but I think maybe because they still had more of their story to tell on episodes of SmackDown, maybe. Because around this time is when I thought SmackDown was the best it had been in years.
It was really good, because, especially they had the talking smack and everything, didn't they?
Yeah, I think was it like August 2016 to probably. I would say this pay-per-view is probably like the last good
thing.
Because then they did like a draft or trade off or whatever they called it, and lost people, and it proper changed. But then maybe 6 or 7 months was my favourite time watching SmackDown, probably back from when like Eddie Guerrero was on it and things like that.
Wow, it's quite a long time ago then, yeah.
Yes, so then we see Dasha, who is now with AEW. She's backstage interviewing Carmella and James Ellsworth. Carmella says the wrong woman won the match. They keep on going back to this as well. Carmella and James Ellsworth in there.
Well, they're in like a box, aren't they? Watching it from like above or something.
It just didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
And so we didn't say actually. And there was a really good video package before the opening match as well. And I do feel like in this show, all the main feuds have really good video packages.
They always do that, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like I think they used to, but I feel like it's something they don't do as much as they used to.
Right.
But I feel like in this pay-per-view, they definitely did. So the next match, it was Apollo Crews and Kalisto against Dolph Ziggler in a handicap match. So Apollo Crews makes his way to the ring. Dolph Ziggler attacks Kalisto, throwing him into the set. So now it's just like a one-on-one match, really.
Yeah.
But
I guess they don't really announce that. They just sort of make it happen, don't they? So.
Yeah. So after working over Cruz for a while, Kalisto ends up walking back down, like selling his.
Yeah, there was a good swinging net break by Dolph Ziggler before Kalisto comes down.
It's a enziguri kick. From Cruz to Ziggler. Then Kalisto tags in. Kalisto and Dolph fight for a few minutes. Cruz hits his throat powerbomb thing for the win. That match went 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
And then Ziggler attacks Apollo and Kalisto after the match with a chair.
Yeah,
really targeting
and takes out Apollo Cruz's ankle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
targeting Cruz's ankle.
Yeah, this was 2017. Now we're into 2021.
Yeah, true.
And Apollo's doing it a bit better now, but he's not really moved a lot at all.
No.
He was Universal Champion. No, he wasn't. United States Champion for a little bit, but I really like what he's doing with Big E at the moment.
Don't see it going.
No, well, I just hope he does go somewhere. I think he just needs to turn heel.
Yeah.
Because he's showing heel tendencies. The only thing is,
he's got Hurt Business were heel.
Well, he's not in the Hurt Business, is he?
Right, no, he's not.
That's a very racist thing to just assume.
No, I wasn't assuming he was in it. I got mixed up with
Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Yeah, and the only thing is about maybe turning Apollo to Cruz heel, he's got such a babyface look. He just looks like a nice guy.
But they changed his look then.
Well, you can't really change a lot of his look though, can you? He's you can't really give him a haircut. He's got no hair.
Well, I know that, but you can I don't know,
make him scowl.
His gear or something.
Well, maybe, but
that's like saying, well, you can't turn Rhea Ripley when she was all cute and looked like Charlotte Flair. You couldn't change her.
Yeah, but there's a bit of difference changing someone from I don't know, like a blonde beauty to like a punk rocker.
Yeah, well, sure they can figure something out.
Well, I don't really see what you can do to Apollo Crews to make him look more like a heel. Maybe make him wear black trunks or something
Maybe. Well, he does have to wear something while he's wrestling, but what gear can he come out with that looks like on top? Ric Flair comes out with his massive robe. He isn't wrestling, does he?
I suppose. I just can't envision.
Triple H is the King of Kings, and he comes out with all his skull things on. But he doesn't wrestling them, does he?
I guess.
Yeah.
So
where's your creativity there?
Well, so you want him to have some scary mask or something coming down?
I'm not.
So we'll put the Fiend mask on Apollo Crews, and
I'm not saying put the Fiend mask on. I'm saying there are things you can do.
Yeah, maybe.
He has that good guy look because that's the persona he's been given, and that's what you believe. Yeah. I think you're making
I feel like you're getting very annoyed.
I am, because I feel like you're making excuses there. It's
I'm not making excuses.
Well, you can't do that. Well, yeah, you can if you really wanted to.
I just don't see what you can do, look-wise. He can wrestle, he can definitely wrestle like a heel. I'm just mean, his look, his presentation. I don't really know
Change it.
Yeah, but how? Give him, dark music, or...
Yeah, we could give him dark music. It depends on what kind of persona you want him to go for, though. What persona?
Well, I don't know. I think he just wants to be like a badass. That's what I think, and just crushing people with his powerbomb. That's what I think he should be doing.
Okay. And what would you envision a badass wearing?
I don't know. He wears trunks. Let's put some trousers on him.
Well, no, not just that, but he could come out with some sort of I don't know, leather jacket or something, or a biker jacket. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, I feel like you're just being no, can't do that.
I think he just comes across as such a nice guy. It's kind of like trying to turn Rey Mysterio heel, in my opinion. He just looks like such a nice guy. He's got a winning smile.
I think it'd be very easy to turn Rey Mysterio heel.
Really?
Yes.
He's the ultimate face.
Yeah, so the ultimate face can easily go downhill. You start ripping up things that kids have made and breaking kids' hearts. That is how you turn him heel.
Just because you can do that doesn't mean to say you should do that.
I'm just saying it'd be easy.
They all said it was big easy to turn Jeff Hardy heel, and that never really worked.
I know you start offending people's kids and upsetting children. Well, that always works.
Okay.
It's saying you could never turn Bailey heel.
That is very true. That is very true.
So who's right?
I'm not saying you're right. I'm just saying
But
you made a true comment.
That is the fact, though. You know, Bayley was like the ultimate babyface female.
She was the female John Cena.
She was, and look at her now.
I just mean, like, appearance-wise, he doesn't have a lot going on that he could visually turn into a heel.
Okay.
This is the moneymaker right here. Like, if we want to turn you heel, we could just chop your hair off and make you look like Lisa Simpson or something. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
She's just the first person with short hair that I could think of.
Because she's such a heel, isn't she?
No, I just mean, like, I can't think of anyone that's got short hair. Like a female.
You can't think of any females with short hair.
Well, no, because all the good ones have long hair.
You don't think of a cartoon with short hair?
I've been listening to a Simpsons podcast. I think that's why it just came out. Okay, we're getting way sidetracked here. So next there's Dean Ambrose. You can see him warming up. He's going to be in the Chamber match next. Well, not next, like later on in the show.
Yeah.
The next match was a tag team turmoil match. Now this is something I actually forgot was on the pay-per-view. But it was real fun. I
remember this match as soon as it came on. I remember it happening.
I completely forgot. So the first two teams that start off were Heath Slater and Breezango. How far have Breezango fallen?
The Fashion Police, they're called. Yeah.
Well, that's what they're still called now, I think.
What, the Fashion Police?
Well, they still do like gimmicks sometimes. Like they come out in different like
get-ups.
Yeah.
They were so good as the Fashion Police.
Yeah. Like there have been NXT champions recently, tag team champions. It's just that the tag team titles in NXT have just gone downhill.
They had such good potential, and I mean, I don't know, they're just so funny.
Tyler Breeze's character, even before like his Prince Pete character, was just so good as well.
Yeah. So
going into the match, well towards like the end of that first like tag match, Heath tags in Rhino, but Fandango doesn't see. He hits a gore and they're eliminated. Then it's the Vaudevillains come in. I think they're so underrated as well.
They were so good in NXT, weren't they? And like the way their entrance was and everything.
It's just like, and sometimes when they get called up as well, like it's like they don't even care. Like I'm sure they just debuted on SmackDown, just like with no really like build or promotion or anything. It's their debut is probably like worse than Sanity's, and that's saying something. Like, how did WWE not do something with Sanity? It's just like imagine like Sanity in NXT at their like top against like the Wyatt family. Like, how good could that have been?
Well, it was so good.
So yeah, now the
Vaudevillains
are in.
Aiden English gets tagged in, but then Rhino hits Simon Gotch with a spear. Aiden then goes to a swanton bomb off the top rope, but nobody's home, and he gets he rolls through. Sorry.
And he rolls through.
Yeah, it's like a roll through. He tumbles out of it.
Right. Sorry, so when you said rolls through, I thought you mean someone got rolled up.
No, I thought that as well, but actually that wasn't.
Eve hits his DDT onto one of the members of our villains, can't remember who it was, and they get eliminated. Then the Usos came out, so this is when they first started to be heelish. Jimmy Uso, really wide.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
Really wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, super kick, and Heath and Rhino are gone pretty much.
Quickly, yeah. Very quickly.
And then the tag team champions come out. It's American Alpha. How good were American Alpha?
Yeah. It's like we're going through this match. Like, how good were they? How good were they?
Yeah.
How good were they? It's like the 13 now. We've said that.
Yeah, and now we look at SmackDown tag teams now.
Who's tag team champs?
Can you name me one tag team on SmackDown?
On SmackDown?
Yeah. I think there's only two.
Is it Street Profits?
Yeah.
Did they get moved over?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were Raw champs, but then they swapped over. And
yeah, which was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
they're no longer champions.
Okay, to the other team, I'm guessing who were there.
Yeah. The Dirty Dogs. And I bet you don't even know the Dirty Dogs are, do you?
No, who are they?
It is Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Oh.
Yeah, what an awful name.
Why are they called the Dirty Dogs?
I don't know.
Why could be called Rudolph?
Oh, they could be called like Glorious Perfection. It's like Bobby Roode is glorious, and obviously always like
I get it.
Why don't they see these things?
I don't know, darling. Don't know.
But
anyway, so American Alpha next in.
Yeah, so this is when I started picking up on the commentary, putting down Morella, and my notes say picking on someone with mental health issues, be a star. Yeah. And just because they're all like anti-bullying and stuff like that, and then it's like tune into WWE and listen to JBL put down Morella.
Do you know what he's saying?
I can't remember. It just if it's things like if he misworded something, they were like just harping on him straight away. It's just like, oh, just do one.
Just do one. We don't need that, do we?
Put down your best commentator.
Could you imagine if people put us down for every time we stumble on something?
I know.
We get a lot of comments.
Well, yeah. I thought Jason Jordan's facials in the matches were really good. Like he proper like shows more emotion than some people, I would say. Yeah. Because I think some wrestlers are just kind of thinking about the next spot maybe, whereas
he's more in the moment.
Yeah, I really thought that.
Yeah.
So Gable rolls up Jey Uso to eliminate him, and then Usos beat down American Alpha after the loss. Jimmy in a stiff splash on the Jason Jordan, and then the Ascension come down, and I'd completely forgotten. Like where are they now? Where are they now?
Are they still signed? Or?
No, I honestly don't like. I can't believe that. I could see them being in like Impact Wrestling. I'm surprised that they're not there.
They're not there.
Connor. So this is a note. Connor's wearing a face mask before it was cool. You notice he had a face mask. Yeah.
I bet you're so happy with yourself.
I was.
Might not know, Dad. What a dad joke this is.
I told Jasmine here and she laughed.
I bet she did.
So American Alpha, the
do a double team slam, don't
they? Make a comeback and win. So it's like their tag team finish where they throw the one up there and slam them down. Yeah. So American Alpha still the Smackdown Tag Team Champions.
I enjoyed this match. You saying that you've forgotten it was on the card.
It was like a nice surprise. It was nice to see, a lot of people that are no longer there, and that is probably when like the Smackdown Tag Team division was at its hottest, even when they weren't even using half the people that we just talked about, really. Yeah. But
it's still good.
Yeah, and like we said, now they've only got really like 2 tag teams.
So they just fight each other constantly.
Pardon?
Street Profits and dirty people, what dogs. Dogs.
Yeah.
Is it just those 2 fighting every week?
Pretty much, yeah. Might have been maybe like Lucha Parties, House Parties on it as well. Maybe I don't know, because they keep on showing up in NXT as well. I think as well. Right. But like they split up Cesaro and Nakamura, which is good really, because they should be like separate anyway. Cesaro's been in a tag team for so long, and it's nice to see him doing something separate. But like, why did they break up Tucker and Otis? Otis and Chad Gable are kind of doing something together, but I'm not sure if they're an actual really like team. Yeah. But why did they break up them? Why did they break up the Iconics? I know that's not for the SmackDown tag team titles, but
feels like you have to throw in there every time with the tag teams.
It's just like they just break up all these tag teams for no reason.
Yeah. But the case doing every time I see she's doing stuff. Yeah. What are they doing with Peyton Royce?
She's back being Lacey Evans' tag team partner this week, but that's obviously because she's pregnant and she couldn't wrestle. So I'm assuming next week she'll just be back on main event.
Oh, that's awful, isn't it?
So now we see The Miz getting ready for the Chamber backstage, and there is also an advert for WrestleMania 33. Apart from maybe this year's WrestleMania advert, because it's the same one as last year, but like WrestleMania adverts are so good, I think. Like
they always make you excited, don't they?
Yeah. Even
except for this year, you keep scrutinising it. Like, is that the same music?
It's just the same, but different people in different places. Yeah. It wouldn't even surprise me if some of them are the same. I've not actually looked at the two.
Compared them.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me at all.
So I was thinking about something else popped into my mind about like using the same things, which is nothing too wrestling related.
Okay.
But I don't know if you've seen this on social media, usually on Facebook. It's Disney, and it's Jungle Book and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
And then exactly the same thing. That's just what I was thinking about. Like that's what WWE have done. Anyway,
Copy and paste.
Then it is into Nikki Bella versus Natalya.
Yeah, there was a really good Vicky. There's a really good Vicky Guerrero package. There's a really good video package for this. The only problem with this feud, it always makes you think of the backstage segment that they did where they had the two cameras of Nikki and Natalya. And Natalya just looks like Stifler's mum. She looks absolutely awful.
I can't remember.
You can't remember is awful. It's absolutely awful.
If I can find two cameras.
It's like having interviews in separate parts.
Oh,
if I can find the picture, I'll put it into the thing. But she looks awful. And unfortunately, every time I think of this feud, it just makes me think of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I did really enjoy this match. I would say it's probably it couldn't even be my second favourite match of the night. The only thing I didn't like about it was the finish, really. Just because, especially in a pay-per-view, I don't want to see a double count-out finish.
Yeah. And Natalya annoyed me a little bit. She does too much taunting, yeah. And it's just
she's trying to get like heel heat, isn't she? That's what it is.
I know, but it's not heel heat. It's just more annoying. It's more like
it's like your wife not turning your phone onto mute when we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I can't remember my phone. There we go. I turn my watch into silent. Like, sorry. Yeah, she does it too much. Like it's too try hard. Like it's not organic. It's more like I don't know. It seems like she's being a try hard more than a. Like a cool kid turns up to school, like a geek turns up to school thinking they're cool with like I don't know, ripped jeans or something. I'm not really sure what, but do you know what I mean? Like they just don't quite get it.
All right.
That's what I think it feels like to me, anyway.
Yeah, I do. In my notes, it does say like Natalya's taunting Nikki a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
Nikki does hit a nice clothesline off the apron onto Natalya in the match. Yeah, and Natalya keeps on saying like "you can't see me," and then eventually like Nikki slaps her across the face. That was pretty good.
That was good. Nikki looks so skinny and really defined in this. Yeah, really, really like.
I really liked her attire in this match as well. Really.
Yeah.
It's kind of a attire you didn't really actually see her use quite often as well. I think maybe that might be why.
Yeah.
I liked it more.
And when you think about the Bella's attire, there's actually quite a lot of different types. Like they did that. They went through a style of like doing like rainbow colours, and then there was like the polka dot one, and they did actually do. You know, it's typical for them to. You think of them in like red, don't you? Red and black.
Yeah.
But actually, if you sort of Google all their attire, there is actually more.
I really like the yellow attire that they did. And I think Nikki Bella really suits white as well, like a white gear. I always felt.
Oh, she had that white and red, didn't she, at one point?
Yeah, I think like she stands out really well in the white. So yeah, back to spots in the match. Natalya hits a nice suplex off the middle rope onto Nikki, and then she locks in the sharpshooter. Nikki then
gets that at the bottom right, doesn't she?
And then powers through it, and then gets an STF locked in. But then. Like they get to the rope and then like they fall out of the ring together, don't they? And then that's when they're scrapping on the outside and both get counted out.
Which is annoying. It's not like...
Yeah.
Well, I get that they want to continue the storyline, but I feel like that was a different way you could have done it. It was Bray at this point.
And having a baby. Having a baby, I think.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah. She like retired on the pre-show at WrestleMania 32. Okay. So this is leading up to WrestleMania 33. So Natalya's walking to the back, and then Nikki hits a really nice spear actually on the entranceway. But I did really think this was a good match.
I even put like I'm sick of seeing Natalya do the "you can't see me" and the mocking. Like it was just too much. There was just she just needed to turn that down just a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
So for you, it was more go away heat more than like heel heat.
Yeah, definitely. It was more like, oh my god, stop that! Like you're not making the match. Like it was too try hard. I didn't like it.
Yeah, there's not. I used to really like Natalya, but now she's just the same. Like she's just the same as she was like 10 years ago. Like her character's not. She might want to wear like bondage colour stuff or whatever it is.
She went from wearing like all the cutesy sort of like love heart stuff to more of like a dominatrix look.
Yeah.
Which I liked it when she did change into that sort of look, but then
she's been like it for too long. And then Royal Rumble she did use like a Pikachu outfit, which that didn't work neither.
Yeah.
So. I feel like I don't want to put her down, but like when she was really good, I think she was really good because she was surrounded by more like models and things. Do you know what I mean? And she might be one of them people that's a really good trainer, but she's just not that good at. I don't know, because she's a good wrestler when she can. I just don't think she's good at like the promo style and the superstar style more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I did really enjoy this match. I really enjoyed a submission match with Becky Lynch at 2019 SummerSlam. But other than that, I couldn't really tell you. Like, I couldn't give you my top 5 Natalia matches.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah, I feel like she needs a change, doesn't she? Like, it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like when she's a face, when she's a heel, or when she's a face, like a gear's just like
Exactly
really,
the same.
Yeah, it's just the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, going into the next match, it was another great video package.
Well, they did have sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you. I think there was Carmella and James Ellsworth again.
Oh yeah, kind of just.
Oh, okay.
Tried to forget about that because it was just another pointless segment.
Okay, sorry. Go.
Oh no, it's fine. You can talk about it if you.
I don't really want to. I'm just saying it was there.
Okay. So there's a good video package showing how this next match came about. It's going to be Luke Harper, the late great Luke Harper, against Randy Orton.
Yeah.
So you show like the Wyatt family losing the tag team titles to American Alpha, and Harper accidentally hitting Bray Wyatt, and then Randy getting annoyed, and then he actually does hit Bray later. Like this WrestleMania match could have been so much better if it had been a triple threat match.
Yeah.
You put Luke Harper in there,
would have been much better.
Yeah, it would have been much better. I mean, it was awful. Like their WrestleMania 33 match is probably one of my least favourite WWE Championship matches I've ever seen at WrestleMania.
Let me say something.
Well, yeah, and like it used to be Miz and John Cena, just because I don't really think Miz is big enough to be in the main event of WrestleMania, really. Like, I do, like, I'm pleased for him that he's done it, because not a lot, like, even CM Punk's never done that, and The Miz has done it. But I kind of feel like The Rock overshadowed The Miz in that situation and that. But give me the choice, watch him back, Miz and John Cena, or this match. I would definitely pick Miz and Cena.
Wow. Okay. Fair play. So
yeah, going into the actual match, Orton bounces like Harper off the commentary, like he just lifts him up and drops him like he does to the Singh brothers later on, and then Harper like he dives through the ropes later on, and then he does like this, he sends Orton over the commentary table, and he does like the same drop.
He, like drops, like his back goes like bounces against it. It looks awful. Orton does a suplex off the top rope.
Yeah, and like it's like the same spot. I mean, I know it's like a spot that everyone can do, but it's like we just saw that spot in the last match. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I know it's not like some people might not think it's like a spectacular move, so why does it really matter? Because like I'm sure loads of people do like a suplex in the same match anyway. But I don't know. I feel like top rope moves, they're more special, aren't they? So why are you doing 2 back to back in matches? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like if they've been if one had been the first match, one had been like the 6th match, I probably wouldn't even pick up on it.
Yeah.
But just because the matches were so close together, I just think maybe like agents or coaches or whatever who put the matches together should have talked to each other a bit more.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So Orton sets up for an RKO, but Harper hits a super kick. Then he hits a second super kick, which looked awesome, but Orton still kicks out.
And then Orton just wins with an RKO? Or do you have something else?
Yeah, I do actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
he just wins.
He does.
Luke Harper, he hits a nice sit-down powerbomb like Batista used to do as well. And then what he's doing is he's setting up for his discus clothesline, and as he turns, Orton hits the RKO and gets the win. So yeah, Randy Orton wins. Yeah. Like I say, it should have been a triple threat Mania. It would make more sense. They're building this Wyatt family storyline, so have all the Wyatt family members in it.
Make much sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think around the time, the reason why Orton was getting this match was because he let Brock Lesnar bust him open the hard way that year's SummerSlam.
Right.
The year previously SummerSlam. Okay. Brock Lesnar elbows him in the head and busts him open and stuff. Lesnar F5s Shane Mac at the end of the match, which never played into anything ever again. So what was the point in doing it?
Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah, it's just disappointing that you know, look how could have this moment he never had, and now we are where we are. But so next up, you see Nikki Bella. She's backstage, she's having an interview, and then Natalya attacks her from behind. Nikki knocks like a lot of baby powder into Maurice's face.
Sorry.
It's so rude.
I know that. I'm so sorry.
Then the refs have to pull them around apart and stuff. So that's like showing up Nikki's next feud with Maurice going into WrestleMania.
Yep.
I don't want to get too displaced again, but Cena and Nikki against Miz and Maurice, that's not like a dream WrestleMania match, really.
Not, is it?
And I kind of feel a bit sorry for Maurice as well, because I think because Nikki gets kind of injured before Mania, Maurice doesn't actually get to do a lot in the match.
In the match, yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember, Nikki spares Tyler Breeze, but her head goes straight into his sternum, yeah. And you know, obviously she's got a bad neck already. So yeah, I kind of felt a bit sorry for Maurice. She's got this WrestleMania match, and I can't even think of anything she actually did.
Yeah. Apart
from probably run away from Nikki Bella.
It's a real shame, isn't it?
Yeah, because I feel like Maurice is really she didn't get the credit she deserves. Like, she was the longest reigning Divas champion at one point, and before AJ Lee, she was like the longest reigning champion. Yeah. I feel like Maurice was again one of the better women when they want like a lot of great women wrestlers around.
Yeah.
But anyway, going up to the next match, it is the third women's match. This is one thing I really like about this pay-per-view. Three women's matches. Yeah. And obviously only one was a title match.
Which means that they were using the women in the right way. Like, yeah. They still had, yeah.
Yeah. I would say this match was the least I was into, really, to be honest. Which is a shame, because obviously it is for the title. But yeah, going into the match, some of the spots. Bliss throws Naomi into like the top turnbuckle, and it makes like a sound. And it's just like, oh, I hope like she didn't really like it or something.
Yeah. Naomi goes to like dive to the ropes onto Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss like jumps up onto the apron and gets like counters and knocks her out. Not knocks her out, but like punches her in the face.
Yeah.
In the face.
Bliss hits a snap DDT, but it's only a 2 count. She goes for Twisted Bliss, but Naomi gets the knees up, and then she hits split leg moonsault. Looks pretty stiff to the ribs as well for Bliss, I thought.
Yeah.
Because she does do one before that as well, actually, I think.
She doesn't, but Alexa rolls out of the way, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, she does hit the move. It's
second time round.
Yeah, second time round. She wins the championship.
That was her first reign, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Renee Young comes in, interviews her, and she just says, I'm going to WrestleMania.
In Orlando.
Yeah, and then we find out she's injured, and she drops the belt a week later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then she is actually cleared for
Mania,
so she wins it back at Mania in her hometown.
What was the injury?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Was she coming out of that match then?
I think so.
Right.
I think so. I think it was either the SmackDown after this or the SmackDown after. So like 2 weeks later, she has to drop the title, and Bliss gets it straight back.
Right. Okay. Then it goes into. I don't have any other backstage.
So yeah, I do. We see Carmella and James Ellsworth backstage again with Dasha. I know it's just, what's the point? Is it just like to remind us that they're a thing, or like I just
can't remember?
Yeah. So now going into the main event, this is the Elimination Chamber. It is the first time we're going to see the chamber in this design.
Do you like any design?
I think when I first saw it, I didn't, because I don't really like change, to be honest. But it does look a lot safer. The wrestlers can move around a lot easily around the ring. Easier.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I just remember RVD when he got to the pod in the first one and goes for a 5-star frog splash and realises he can't fully like move, so he does his frog splash.
What do you mean he can't move?
Well, so he goes on top of the pod and he goes to stand up. Yeah, there's just no space. So when he goes to do it, when he does the frog splash, he lands like straight on one of his knees, and I reckon he probably blew out his knee.
God. Okay. So what was the difference in the design then?
It's more of a square or more of a rectangle, whereas the other one was more like a dome.
Right.
So it's more...
Got more height.
Yeah, more height, yeah.
Okay.
because you see like the wrestlers are like stood up on the pods and stuff, whereas they couldn't have done that as well.
Right, okay.
I would say as well, like before getting to the this Elimination Chamber match, ones after this, I don't really remember like more of the more recent ones.
Okay.
Which is a shame, really, because this Chamber match is probably one of my favourites of like memory, really. But like the more recent ones,
not so much.
I can't really pick anything noteworthy out of any recent ones, really.
Yeah. Okay.
The only thing I can maybe think of is like on the adverts at the moment, you see Jeff Hardy does a swanton off a pod onto the back of AJ when he's on the ropes, which looks pretty good, but
yeah, from an advert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do think this is like the best Chamber match, and this was like in 2017, so like of recent times.
Yeah.
I do think the original one is the best one, though, in my opinion.
The first ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, going into the match. So if you didn't know, the people in the match, it is John Cena defending his newly won WWE Championship. He won it at the Royal Rumble the month before of AJ Styles in the match. So he's defending against Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Baron Corbin. So I think there's only The Miz that have been in a Chamber match other than John Cena before this.
Okay.
I'm sure there's on commentary.
Yeah.
So Cena and AJ start the match off. There's a bit of back and forth, and then
next person
is Dean Ambrose. He's the first man into the pod.
Out the pod.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He's not going into the pod, is he?
It's like a nice like suplex drop onto AJ onto like the where the grates used to be. I don't know what they're called now, but
yeah.
So like he just do a suplex and then just like drops AJ.
Yeah. Then he gets on top of the pod and jumps up onto Cena, sort of doing like an elbow drop sort of thing.
Yeah. He
Cena then does a double German suplex onto them both.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? That's real good. But it looks like, because AJ's like the middle one, he just looks like he gets squashed.
Yeah. Yep. Then next into the pod. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not that easy, is it? It's not that easy.
Next into the chamber is Bray Wyatt.
Dean smacks AJ in the head of like the plexiglass.
Yeah.
And then Dean gets powerbombed from Bray. But then as he's doing that, he throws AJ off as well. So AJ's on top of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And then Corbin comes out. Yeah.
I was trying to think of the way I say it. Yeah, Corbin's next to him, and he gets an end of days to Styles.
Yeah, it's 2 on Styles. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that.
And then 1 on Cena. Sorry.
Yeah, and he has a bit of a push, doesn't he? Really. And then Cena gets an STF onto Corbin, and then he gets out and does the end of days to Cena. And then the final entrant in is, well, my phone says The Mix, but I'm assuming I mean The Miz.
Yeah, so The Miz, he's going to leave the pod, but he doesn't. He stays in the pod. Ambrose rolls up Corbin and eliminates him.
Yeah.
Which is... I kind of feel like Corbin did really well as well. Like, I'm not really a big fan of Corbin as well, but he came out and he did do stuff. He looked really good.
I thought he looked really strong. I was like, I forgot that they actually,
tried to make him good.
Yeah, and then he gets rolled up by Ambrose.
I never understand why. Why didn't he have like a loser loses hair match when he cut his hair off? That would just made so much more sense.
Yeah.
And then he could have been angry he'd lost his hair. Like, but they just
lost his hair. So then Corbin is fuming that he's got eliminated, and he attacks Dean Ambrose.
He smashes him through a pod.
Yeah, like proper was there a pod?
Yeah, and then he gets the end of days in the ring.
Yeah, and then Miz
he runs out of his pod.
Yeah, and takes advantage of the attack by Corbin and eliminates Dean Ambrose.
I thought you said Daniel Bryan then.
No, Dean Ambrose. And then Miz soon gets eliminated by Cena with an AA. Yeah,
he does actually hit a skull-crushing finale on Bray Wyatt, which surprises me.
Yeah.
Like out of all the people, he hits it on like the most evilest character. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what the right word is, but
what do you mean?
The biggest bad guy, should we say? Like the one you probably cross the least.
Bad wolf.
Yeah. And just because he's such a don't hit me don't hit me heel.
Yeah,
and does it on the biggest...
Like that pretty face.
Yeah. Like a cowardly heel, should we say.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Styles hits Styles Clash onto Cena, but he kicks out.
Yeah. And then Cena gets an AA to Styles.
But he kicks out.
Cena gets on top of the pods and does like a crossbody into Bray and Styles.
Yeah. Cena goes for an AA, but Bray reverses it. He hits Sister Abigail, and the champion's been eliminated. We're going to definitely have a new champion. We'll talk about that more at the end of the match.
I remember watching this being good, and I love John Cena.
Yeah. AJ hits a 450 splash onto Bray, but Bray kicks out then. AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Bray catches him. He hits Sister Abigail, and he wins the WWE Championship for the first time.
I know what you're going to say.
All right. So what am I going to say?
You're going to say, why do they take the title off Styles for then Cena lose it a month later?
Pretty much, yeah. I am on form. I don't like short title. You know, last time we did a podcast, you kicked the drawer off our desk, and now you just dropped the phone on the floor.
I know.
That she didn't turn silent. Very professional. Yeah, I just don't like short title reigns, especially for baby faces.
Yeah.
The good guy. You can kind of make sense if it's a heel because, you know, like heels can dirtly win the championship. So they should never have been champion anyway. So you can easily beat a heel. Do you know what I mean? Like say if Miz cashed in the Money in the Bank on next week's Raw,
but then lost it a week later.
Yeah, it makes sense because
he didn't actually
deserve
it. Win it.
Exactly,
I know what I mean.
Whereas John Cena is probably, it could be one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. It was just, they just wanted to give him the 16th title reign.
Yeah.
And then lose it to Bray, I suppose. I don't really even know why Bray and Orton feud needed the title. It didn't need a title at all.
So yeah, what we didn't say is after the match, Orton comes down. Well, it doesn't come down; it just appears.
Yeah,
on
it
top
just
of the ramp.
appears. Yeah, and you think, oh, so are the Wyatt family going to fight each other? Yeah, and then that is the end of the show. So like after this, Orton because obviously Orton's been in the Wyatt family, they've been friends and stuff, and then he just decides they're not friends anymore and burns down the Bray
These
Wyatt
things happen. These things
compound
happen.
or whatever. Yeah, it just makes no sense. And we're probably going to get Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton this year at WrestleMania as well. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a Firefly Funhouse match. Because I just don't want to see them having a normal wrestling match at WrestleMania. Especially when they had an Inferno match. It's like, why would you have an Inferno match to build to a normal match?
That's a good point.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the wrong way
How
around.
will they do a Firefly Funhouse though if they have fans?
Well, they just have to
watch on screen.
Yeah.
Ugh, God, I'd hate to go to Mania and watch things on screen.
They've done stuff like before. Like when they did the Ultimate Deletion match on Raw. It's just the same thing.
Yeah, but it's a bit different to going from Raw to like, you pay all this money to go to Mania and then you sit and watch a screen.
Well, it's better than being sat down in lockdown.
I know that. I'm just saying. Personally.
So, I think this was a thumbs up pay-per-view. The only match I really wasn't bothered about was the Dolph Ziggler Cruz match, Kalisto match. I just feel like that's something that could have just been on an episode of SmackDown. Or if they're going to do it, just have Dolph Ziggler just kill him with a chair or something. Like,
yeah, make it a bit more. That's fair play.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think it's a thumbs up match. That match I didn't particularly enjoy. I didn't hate as much as the Becky Lynch. No. What am I trying to say? That match was worse than the Becky Lynch match. That I was saying that I wasn't particularly interested in. Well, the Dolph Ziggler one was worse. So, yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Nikki and Natalya. I really enjoyed the main event. Like I said, I do think it's
really enjoyed the tag team turmoil.
Yeah. I feel like I enjoyed the turmoil more just because I was seeing faces I don't really see anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like the main event was one of the better chamber matches I've seen. That and the first one where Shawn Michaels won, and then the second one where Triple H won, and then this one here. I'd probably say they're my top three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got anything else to add?
Nope.
No? Brilliant. So, if you enjoyed this podcast, please hit that like button. Let us know what you think. If you agreed or disagreed with anything, let us know in the comments. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you know when our videos go up on the channel. So yeah, thank you for listening to the Man
and the Wife
podcast today.